To all my black entrepreneurs, we gotta do better, y'all. So tune in to the Entrepreneurians Podcast, where we help build better black businesses.
Hey. Welcome back to the Entrepreneurians Podcast. I'm your girl, Tiffany Nicole, the CEO, and that is Last Trace.
What up?
And we are still here with the Wheel Times. And this is my favorite segment, the book club segment. And we just found out that Mr. Times published a book. It came out a week ago, May 6th. There it is here on our wonderful wall of books. So tell us about this book. You briefly told us before in another segment, but let us know how you... Matter of fact, why did you decide to write this book?
I decided to write this book because I deeply believe in people being able to live life being who they are. You know what I mean? I think so many of us experience having to take jobs that we don't believe in just because we need the money to pay the bills. And I always wanted to understand, like, yo, how do we get paid to be ourselves?
That's lovely.
You know
That'd be a lovely thing.
Right?
Yeah.
And that would be a great thing. And everybody would be so much happier.
You feel me?
Yes.
Right? So essentially, this book, UnCommpn Sense, Your Strategy Guide to Creative Freedom, is a guide for how we can get paid to be ourselves. You know, so anyone who is building something around something they're passionate about, this is the strategy guide to turn your passion into profit. So 10 chapters talking about how we can use social media and the internet to be able to build a powerful brand, engage people, and build an audience of people who believe what we believe, figure out the actual strategies to use social media to engage those people well, and then do the sometimes intimidating part, which is to actually monetize. So I break it down in a way that I think is very accessible, very straightforward, and then it's also got exercises.
Which I love. I love that. I love a workbook because when you write stuff and you engage, it's different than you just reading or listening to it.
It's an accountability.
Yes,
chapter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you'll go back and you'll look at it, and then you may see something else that this applies better to me now.
You'll remember better
because
you were taking some action. You were doing something. You were writing stuff down, and that's dope, man. Don't mind me. I'm up here taking notes.
I love it. But I like the fact because I think creatives struggle with that. How to turn their creativeness into money.
Right.
You know, because you're gonna value what you do way different than someone's willing to pay for it.
Of course.
Like if you're a painter, if you're an author, that book took you, how long did it take you to do this book?
I started working on this 3 years ago.
Exactly. If people paid you for those 3 years, it'd be way more than how much that book cost.
Right, $24.99.
And in your mind, you have to accept that. Like, I only can get this much for this, even though I feel like it costs more. So I think a lot of creatives get stuck in that hard spot. Like, I'm worth more than this, but I have to take this.
Sure.
You know, so it's a struggle.
Yeah. And I think, you know, what I did learn though as creatives, the reason sometimes we don't accomplish everything we want to, it's not because we're lazy. I think really it's just there's a lack of clarity of like what is the exact next step I need to take to get to where I'm going. So I was hoping that this book could really just bring that clarity of like, okay, cool, I done got an online following of 4,000 people on Instagram. Now what do I do to really create the revenue streams? Right? Because sometimes we think, oh well, I can't monetize until I got 50,000 people following me. It's just not true. You know,
you monetize differently,
right? And I saw a lot of people, we talk about branding, but like they don't really understand what a brand is. Right? It's not the logo, right? So breaking down like what makes a powerful brand, the clarity is really what I hope that people take away from this.
Awesome.
So what were the steps or some of the steps you took in this 3-year process? Because it's a heck of a process. Like, it's a lot writing a book. We've interviewed other authors, and Tiff is an author, and we understand that you have to pick fonts, you have to pick cover colors, you have to pick pictures, you have to pick editors, you have to pick you have to know a format of a book. If you never wrote a book anymore, you got to know how to format it.
I never knew.
You got to know what the editor may want you to do before you give it to them. It's so many things. If you have illustrations or things like you have in here,
I do,
like assignments. All of this has to be planned, figured out, and incorporated in a way that makes sense. So what were the steps that you took to put that together?
Yeah. So first, I took a step back and I said, like, what am I trying to accomplish, right? Like, what is the goal? And I knew that the goal for me was like that clarity, right? So right off rip, I was like, all right, cool. If I'm building this for creatives and I know I want them to have clarity, I was like, I don't want this to just be the regular book, right? Like you were saying, not everyone learns through just reading and then hoping I can regurgitate it later. Yep. It was like, no, right off rip, it's going to be a strategy guide. And then I was like, all right, well, what other books are out there that are different, right? So I started to find books that I thought inspired me, you know, and I would just study. And then after that, I sat down with myself and I was like, I'm not a writer, right? Like, I haven't owned that title yet, and it wasn't a part of my routine to just be like, all right, cool, let me write 2 chapters. Yeah. So I said, all right, how do I accomplish this goal of giving people the clarity that I want them to have, but fits my working style? So literally the way I did it is I started to write out the outline. And I said, these are the 10 ideas I probably want to get at. And then what I would do is I would have people around me and I would say, hey, come through, I want to have a conversation. So what we would do is I would literally have conversations about the topics and then we would record them. And then for me, that was really helpful because then I could take the recording and then I have someone help me transcribe it. And then I would go back and I would edit a lot of the material that was already there. Because I have the gift of speaking. But for me, like, my brain works better if I could just speak it out than if I was just to look at the blank page. Okay. So right off rip, it was like, cool, that's my process. And then after that, I was like, all right, I need someone to help me bring it to life with illustrations. I found the person that I thought just like fit the aesthetic I was going after. So that was actually pretty simple. And then I realized there was a couple ideas that I didn't think I was the best person to talk about, right? They were talking about legal things like intellectual property. So I went up to my homie Carl and I said, yo, you're a lawyer. Would you want to be a part of this, right? So that's kind of how that went. But the part about bringing all the right people together, that's the part I actually enjoy. You know what I mean? That's the part that you know, I feel like I have a gift for. But I had to really tell myself, yo, do this your way. Don't try to force it the way you've already seen every book. Yeah. Like, just have fun with it, and like, if you do that from the right heart space and you follow some of the rules, break the others, it'll turn out the way you want. So.
And I think that's a cool thing about books too, because there is no real format to books. Like, however you decide to do your book makes your book unique. Yeah. Which is the cool part about it. So it still lets you be creative in that aspect of it.
Yep. Absolutely. So my book has QR codes in it and stuff that you can...
it's a modern day book. We got QR codes.
Yeah, because that's me.
I'm getting my copy on the way out.
Multiple pages. There's a lot going on in that book.
And what's
I want a copy too, by the way.
Please do.
Oh, yeah.
Please do.
They're in the store, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yep.
Yep.
Yep. And the thing is, like, you know, the reason I put the QR codes in here is because, again, I know creatives, we learn in so many different ways. Yeah. So it's like some people could read it and be like, cool, I got it. But some people, they might want to see a video of me breaking this down, talking about it, and using examples of how I applied the idea, right? And then you could pull up on my Instagram and see me doing it, you know? So that's what the QR codes are. They lead you to more content that you could really dig in deeper on.
That's really, really dope. That's like a 2022 book right there. Because it's like you said, for years we're always taught read it and read it, memorize it, whatever. Right. That's how school is. You memorize everything. You don't learn stuff. You memorize stuff, basically. Well, so it's like to have that in there to cover everybody's medium of learning is really, really dope. Yeah. Because like him, he's a YouTuber. Yeah. Like
me too.
He'll look up videos. Me, I'll look at him sometimes, but I'll read. Yeah, I'll read stuff. Yeah. Like, and I can get it that way, but he has to see somebody doing it. Yep. And it's just 2 different ways of doing it. So that's awesome. That it's like we both can get this book and get the same thing out of it. Yep. You know, that's
have a different experience, but you're gonna get the same substance.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the most important part.
Yep.
That's
absolutely.
Dope.
I like that.
What if you could scan a QR code on each page, and it'd be like an audio book?
Right. That would be fire.
Yeah. That'd be crazy, right?
That would be fire. And what if you could scan a QR code on, let's say, chapter 4, and then you can see how other people are thinking about chapter 4? Oh, right. Wow. You applied the strategy, or, you know, hey, this is the content I'm making for chapter 4, but then you can see other people, here's their segment of their marketing plan. Now you got examples, right? Oh, some people like doing that, right? You learn in community. Yeah. So that's what we cooking up.
And it's crazy because it looks like a small book. Yeah. But it's literally packed with so much information.
It's gems in there.
It's almost like the real book would be this big.
Yeah. Facts. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is amazing, man.
Thank you, bro.
UnCommpn Sense, Your Strategy Guide to Creative Freedom, written by Will Tyrone Thomas.
That's me. Yes, sir.
Congratulations on the book.
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
Congratulations on Rec Philly.
Thank you.
I really hope Rec Miami happens soon.
Yes, sir.
Because
we'll be there.
yeah, we
You gotta come to the grand
definitely
opening.
show
Yeah,
up.
we'll be there.
Oh, absolutely,
We'll be
bro.
there.
We're gonna be a big part of it.
Yeah.
Come.
Did you want to mention anything else about the book?
I mean, look, you could go get it right now.
I know what I wanted to ask you about the book.
Okay, hit me.
Marketing strategy.
Let's talk about it. What you want to talk about?
What was your plan? What was your marketing plan to get your book out?
Yeah. So, all right. One of the cool things about writing the book, right? It's all about this idea of direct to consumer, right? Mm-hmm. You don't need labels. You don't need any of these middlemen to tell you that your stuff is valuable, right? You're just gonna go right to the people. So it was important for me to model the strategies in the book in real time.
Makes sense.
To release the book, right?
Makes sense.
So I didn't find a publisher or nothing like that. I literally self-published it and all that stuff.
That's what I do. That's what I did. Yep.
And essentially, here was my strategy. I wasn't gonna just show up and then just be like, "Hey guys, buy my book," and post that every day for 3 months, right? My strategy was, let me just show people the value in the book in bite-sized clips on Instagram.
Okay.
Let me show people the value in the book through the programs that we host at Rec. Let me show people the value in the book based off of all these different things, right? And that's what it's about. Like, for example, if I had never built a business before, and then I say, "Hey guys, I'm gonna drop a book on how to build a business," it's like, well, why are you the person to solve that problem, right?
Exactly.
So for me, like, if you go on my Instagram, you see for the last months and months, like, every week I'm dropping gems just talking about these types of ideas for creatives.
Instagram is dope.
Right?
Oh my God, I love it.
All of these things are that. So before I even mentioned that I had a book coming, people already were thinking of me as a resource for business strategy.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not
So it made
saying
sense.
the book, but I'm still marketing the book.
Yeah.
Right?
So aren't the seminars here, aren't they called UnCommpn Sense?
So all of the seminars that we do at Rec are all directly tied to the strategy of the book.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I remember getting emails like that because he kept saying the name sounds familiar. I said, I think
For the deep dives.
The deep dives, that's what it is. I knew it was something
What's
that we
the
were
deep
getting.
dive?
So deep dives are a perk for Rec members. Every month for the last 3 years since I started writing the book, I would host a conversation with our members around one chapter in the book. So what that did was two things. One, it helped me get better at really like understanding the chapters, because the more you teach something, the more you know it, right? But second, I have a whole backlog of content from those deep dives, which are again are conversations about these topics.
Right.
So when it was time to promote the book, I didn't have to say, "Oh man, I have to make a bunch of content."
Yeah.
You just pull
I get
bite-sized pieces.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Because again, it's to
Reels.
me the hardest part about marketing online is that you have to create a ton of content. But instead of creating content, what we should be doing is just documenting what we're already doing.
Because we're already doing it. Yeah,
Exactly.
it makes sense.
We naturally are creating content
Yeah.
every single day.
Exactly.
We just don't
Capture
document
it.
it. We don't capture it.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's the thing.
Yeah. So,
And we always say that. We do something like, oh, we should have recorded that.
Yep.
But we don't. Because we don't think about it because you're so into what you're doing, you
Yeah.
don't think about the content part of it.
yeah. But if I basically to sum up everything I just said, if I could just say it shorter, it's okay. I know eventually I want to build this book and I want to, put a bunch of hours into it. I'm gonna sell it for $25. You got to sit back before you do that and say, what is the feeling that I want to give somebody with this product? And then I say, all right, I'm going to put this down. I'm going to pick up Instagram and I'm going to say, how many different pieces of content can I create specifically to just give somebody that feeling? Right? What video can I make that's 30 seconds long that's going to make you feel clear and more empowered as a creative when it's time to turn passion into profit? And I want to make sure
Ooh, I love
I'm
it.
that person
Yep.
that people think about when they need that hit of clarity. They come to me. So now that I have the product, it just makes good on that promise of I'm the guy you come to as a creative when you need clarity and empowerment.
That's what I want to do with the subscription box. That's how I want people to feel like, because I want to give off that feeling like it's okay to be you.
Yeah,
It's don't be apologetic for being over the top you.
Right.
Just be you. You know, if that's how you operate your life, then great. Like I'm here with it. You like it, I love it.
Right.
Type thing. So that I love you said that.
Yeah.
That's it. So I know we're probably about to wrap it up, but I would love to also, if it's cool, if you have a second, I want to share some of my favorite books.
Oh,
yes.
please.
Just want to add that.
That's another thing we do on the book club.
Give me my pen
Cool.
because we get these books.
And
So
I need to write these down.
there's been a series of books that I feel have like just changed my whole life as an entrepreneur. The first one is The Alchemist.
Oh, somebody else dropped that one on us.
Suzanne.
Yep.
Yep, The Alchemist.
Very popular one, but Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, incredible. The second one, Think and Grow Rich. That's like the creative entrepreneur Bible. The entrepreneur Bible.
It is. It really is.
You know?
Tell them about the other one too.
Oh yeah, it's Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by
I've never
Dennis
heard that.
Kimbro.
Okay.
Dennis Kimbro. Yep.
We gave you a notepad. Oh, you can use your
Oh
phone.
yeah, I throw it right in the notes on the
Yep.
jump.
Yep. Dennis Kimbro, and it's so our last guest talked about it, and she said that it's not a continuation of Think and Grow Rich. It's like they're two different perspectives,
Okay.
but of course it's from a black perspective.
Sure.
So she said it's really, really good.
Okay, I'll check that out.
So what else you got for us?
Think and Grow Rich, The Alchemist. Let's see. If I had to throw a couple others out there, I love one. It's not a business book, but I think it's super powerful for business as well. The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida.
Okay.
Very, very powerful book.
Way of the Superior Man.
Yeah, and then the last one I'll add is As a Man Thinketh.
Ooh.
That one is amazing, and it's short too. Those latter two, Way of the Superior Man and As a Man Thinketh, they're not business books, but they're like personal development books.
Okay.
And
which is very necessary to be
it's everything.
in any kind of business.
Exactly. Yeah.
To be a leader, I think it takes a certain level of personal development.
Sure.
And I learned this really early. Someone said, I think it was John C. Maxwell, he said, your business will never be able to surpass your personal level of leadership.
Well, there you go.
Right? He calls it the law of the lid. He goes, so like when your business is hitting that cap, that lid,
Right.
it's because you have to grow as a leader beyond that level, and then your business can follow.
That makes so much sense.
So just as much as I read business books, I also just do the personal development stuff.
Yeah.
I think those are more important than the business books.
I think so too.
Because it's like if you get to a certain point in your business where it causes you to be a certain type of leader,
Right.
if you don't have that in you,
Yeah.
it's just gonna crumble.
Yep.
You know, and we all want our business to blow up and get big, but are you really ready for that?
That's it.
Like, are you really ready?
Yeah. And that's what we never ask ourselves that,
Yeah.
right? Like people be like, yo, I want to be a millionaire, but it's like, are you ready for millionaire problems?
Yeah.
And I don't say that like negatively, because like I'd rather have millionaire problems than like poverty problems.
Yeah.
Just to keep it a buck,
But
right?
understand there are gonna be problems.
100%.
Because I think people don't understand that because they think because they have this money is going to change. You're still
No.
you.
Right.
You're still going to be you.
Right.
With just more money.
Exactly.
So if you have bad money habits now, you're going to have bad money habits when you're a millionaire.
See, you just dropped a gem on them. It's like you still gonna be you. So the reality is like, well, if right now you don't have money but you want it, you have to first become the kind of person
Yep.
who has $1 million before you actually get $1 million.
Yep.
Because I think there's only one thing worse than like never becoming successful, and the only thing worse than that is becoming successful and then losing it. Because it's one thing to like never have a certain lifestyle, so you don't know what you're missing.
Exactly.
But once you've touched it, you've tasted it,
Yep.
You
you
lose
felt
that.
it, and then you got to go back.
Yeah.
You ready to commit suicide?
Yeah.
And people do.
And that's
it's
what
a
they say,
shame.
like, go fly. At one point, when you're not at that level, fly first class. Just one
yeah.
time, fly first class,
So you see,
and
yeah.
see how much different it is. You will
Yeah.
never want to fly coach again.
Right.
So you're gonna do whatever you need to do to
Right.
continue to fly first class.
Yeah, and
You
it
know?
helps. It really helps because like you start thinking about what value is differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like cost and price and value are not the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely
You know?
not.
Yeah.
Cost is just a number that people can put on a product or a service.
Yep.
Yep.
Value is what the product or service is worth, not the cost that they put on
Not
it.
at
Yeah.
all.
That's like
Not at all.
researching this subscription box. It's a thing where they're saying the perceived value of it has to be more than whatever price you put on it.
Yes.
So
Has to.
even if the products all together cost $10, I have to make that box feel like you get $1 million worth of whatever every
Yeah.
single month.
Yeah, they got to be
Like-
hurting themselves to
Yeah.
give you $50 a month.
Yeah.
That's all she wants is $50 a
Yeah,
month. And
exactly.
I'm gonna get another one of them
Yep.
boxes.
And I mean, this is going a little bit off topic, but like even in like price, like people forget sometimes that like price is also a part of marketing.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Very
Right?
much, yeah.
Like, so we're signaling what we think it's worth when we tell you, hey, like, for example, I could easily, maybe not easily, but if I wanted to, I could sell this book for $15. Or I'll probably sell it for $9.99. Maybe I'd have to do like less color and like all that type of stuff, but I could probably do that. But I don't want you to have this for $10.
Yeah.
I want you to pay $25 because I want you to pay attention.
Yes.
And sometimes people only pay attention when they pay
put some
more. They
skin in the
do.
game.
Absolutely.
They gotta put some skin
You
in the
can't
game.
give out free stuff because free information doesn't get acted upon.
It's facts.
When that's why people sell courses and they'll give you free tidbits here and there, but to get the real just stuff, you got to pay for this.
Fun fact, one of my coaching clients, a rec member, her name's Dr. Sheena Howard. She's an amazing author. She's a PhD, and she built an online course teaching other educators how to like scale up whatever they were doing. It's called like Power Your Research. She was having a tough time selling the course. She was selling it for $299, $300. I was like, yo, Dr. Sheena, put some respect on your name. You are a PhD. Black woman out here killing.
Listen.
I was like, let's do this experiment. This month, I need you to charge $3,000. 3 days later, she sold 2 of the courses. Before that, she never sold them at $300.
Yep.
Instantly, she sold it. And I was like, listen, when you tell someone, this is the value I'm about to give you, but then you put this price tag on it, they're going to be like,
what's up with that?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if this is what it should give, right? Because other competitors in the market are up there. So as soon as she shifted, it worked. And again, that's the understanding that price is a part of your marketing too.
It is. And you have to realize that the price that you set, that's for your tribe.
Right.
Those people are supposed to buy your box.
Right.
I don't want somebody who wants your box, your product.
Right.
I don't want somebody buying it who only wants to spend $20 because you're only going to put $20 of effort into all this stuff that I've sent you.
Right.
Like you need to really get it. Like price is a lot.
It's
Price
so
is a
real.
lot. I think it's psychological.
You know, and I think what it is, it's like people tend to say, what would I pay for this thing? And because we have the, like, for example, I have all this information, right? So what I would pay for this information feels a little skewed because it's like, I already know this. So it's like, oh, everyone should know this stuff, right? But you're not realizing that the only reason I know this because I've been doing digital marketing for 10 years, right? So the value to someone else is way higher. So sometimes, like, when we think about like those courses, it's like, all right, well, this is what I would pay. So that's what everyone would pay. But that's not true. There's someone who would love to save 10 years of their life to be able to do this thing.
And that's what you're paying for. The time ever I put in to learn all this, now I'm teaching it to you.
Right.
You're taking an extreme shortcut. Pay me for this shortcut.
You got to sell it by the value, not off the cost.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, this has been a great interview.
Yes.
I love good interviews, man. You just been great, man. You dropped so much useful, helpful,
Thank you.
phenomenal information on our guests. They really are going to get a lot out of this interview.
I'm glad to hear it, bro.
I know I did.
Yeah, me too.
I took some really good notes.
Much love.
You're just a dope dude, man.
Look, man, I'm just a dude.
I'm really impressed with a lot of the stuff that you do.
Thank you.
We were so eager to get you in here, and we'd love to have you back.
Let's do it.
So
we're gonna go within Miami.
we are, and that's what we want to have you back for the update on
not
Miami.
the update. We're gonna be in Miami.
Let's do it.
We're gonna be in Miami doing a podcast when the grand opening happens.
That's what we need to do.
That's what has to happen.
We need to do an episode in Miami
at the Rec Philly.
at the Rec Philly grand opening.
Rec Miami.
Rec Miami.
Rec Miami.
Yeah.
Here you go, Rec Philly.
Miami. I said
Rec Philly in Miami.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. And then can I say one more thing?
absolutely.
So if y'all want to follow me at the Will Toms, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. If you're listening to this and maybe you're not in Philadelphia or you're not in Miami, but you're like, I wish Rec existed there, please reach out, send me a message. We're actively looking for the folks in the communities around the world that we can partner with to be able to bring the model there. So please say what's up, and let's put the work in.
And come to Philly and check out Rec Philly
Yes.
to really catch the vibe in here. It's absolutely like nothing else. Trust me, I know. I've owned, operated, and visited many studios in Philly.
It's different.
And creatives don't have a space like this. They just don't. And Rec is it.
That's it. recphilly.com/tour. Get your tour in. Come check us out. Yes, we can describe it all we want, but it's different when you
see it.
when you
When you
step
see
in,
it.
right?
It's definitely different.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes.
Thanks again,
Thank you.
bro. We're going to get out of here. I'm trying to buy my book.
Let's do it.
Tune in to us on YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe, comment. Give us some feedback, y'all.
Yes.
We out.
Deuces.